Hello guys, I'm back. Doing an update regarding the Nepenthes gaya that I repotted 2 months ago, and also removed the basils and planted them separately. I'm also gonna do a video regarding some Nepenthes that had a leaf jump. So leaf jump, yeah, it's a term I learned when I was researching about Nepenthes. Pretty sure anyone who's watching this and familiar with Nepenthes is also familiar with the term leaf jump. But basically, it just means that the new leaf growth are way bigger than the previous ones, which is a good sign because it means that the plant is actually adapting and adapting and getting the correct humidity, temperature, and is thriving basically. But yeah, before I go through that couple of Nepenthes that are having that leaf jump, I'll just go through the Nepenthes gaya. This is the mother plant. Yeah, I purchased this on September 8th. Oh, sorry, September 8th, 2021, from Pet Fly Trap. I guess it's from what I've read, it's one of the easiest and beginner-friendly hybrids out there, and it produced 5 basils for me. And it was the first time, if you watch that video, it was the first time I actually repotted like a large plant with basils and separated the basils. And during the time, I was expecting like any other plants or house plants that I have, it would be easy to find the individual basils and the individual root growth and replant them. However, I found that the main root growth is still attached to the mother plant, and the basils were actually don't have enough roots of their own, and I was skeptical that those basils will make it, but they did. But first, again, yeah, this is the mother plant. So repotted it and removed the basils February 16th this year, and today is April 20th, so more than 2 months now. The mother plant is doing well. It went through that shock phase. Lots of the pictures died off, but as you can see here, this is a new leaf that has grown, and starting to get pictures forming now. This is the most recent picture, smaller than before I actually repotted it, so I guess it's because of the shock. From what I've seen online, some from Nepenthes groups that I've joined, this thing likes to vine up, so I'm excited to see what the uppers look. I think one in the video when I did the repot, one of the viewers made a comment that the uppers look really cool. And then for the basils, here's the basil, one of the basils, and it's forming a picture here, new leaf here. So this one is amongst the basils that I have, is doing really good. It looks good, and never see any major problems with the leaves drying out. So this one is a success. I was hoping that I can get it to grow more and maybe root more, and I'm planning to get this one outdoors. See how it will do outdoors. And then here is 2 basils that I potted in a single pot. Basically, I don't want to use too much sphagnum moss. They're expensive, and I was thinking this group might not make it, but they're still alive. I don't see any serious browning of the leaves, any drying out. So there's yeah, new pictures on the way. Way smaller definitely, but yeah. And then there's a new one, so I think this one will definitely make it. Looks really nice. I'm planning to keep it until maybe a relative or a friend who visits here gets interested. I might give it as a gift. Um, and then, so that's two, and I have two more here left, and this one here. Um, Most of the mix here, I believe, is also perlite, sphagnum moss, and lava rock. Because again, I'm saving up. Don't want to use too much sphagnum moss because they're expensive. But this one amongst the group looks more battered. Looks has that shocked look on it. Some of the leaves are brown. I think I cut off a few of the leaves a couple of weeks ago, but they're still looking good. And this really shows that this hybrid is very tolerant, hardy, and is perfect for beginners, and definitely seasoned hobbyists would appreciate this Nepenthes, because basically it just won't die. And I love this plant. It's one of my favorites, mainly because it's one of the first Nepenthes I bought. It was pretty cheap when I purchased it, and it didn't give me enough. It didn't give me problems, so I was able to focus on my other plants and other hobbies. Okay, so yeah, so it's a 2 month update. I'm planning to do a 1 month update, but I took 2 months. Time flies really fast, so that's it. So yeah, let's move on to the Nepenthes, or the plants that has a pretty good leaf jump. All right, so before I show you guys some of the plants that has a decent leaf jump, I want to show you the this Nepenthes gaya, or no gaya, Queen Melanie. So sorry about that. Yeah, Queen Melanie. This guy is also one of the first plants or Nepenthes that I purchased. I believe I purchased it at the same time with the Gaia from Pet Fly Trap. And in the description, I guess it says they're pretty easy to take care of, and it shows. Never had any problems with this guy. Once it got established, it just keeps growing. This one has a basil, and I'm thinking I won't remove the basil until I really need to. Some say it will take a lot of energy off the mother plant, but I mean, with the fertilization that I use, like the Maxi, I think it's enough to keep it growing really well. The high humidity, the temperature in here is getting a bit warmer. It's spring here in Texas, but yeah, it's getting warmer, so I think it likes the conditions. And what better way to show that it's happy when it produces this very huge, this is the biggest picture I have in my collection. Look at how big this is. This is the most recent one, and look at that. And this guy won't stop producing pictures. This is another one from the mother plant, and then from the basil itself, it has this one. So yeah, I mean, if anyone, like any beginners wants to start with an easy to grow Nepenthes that is that's very hardy and rewarding to grow, yeah, Queen Milan is one of those that I would suggest. And I consider myself still a beginner. This is basically a year and a half in the hobby, and it's nice to start with the really easy to grow plants, hybrids, because it gives you more experience, and at the same time makes it rewarding hobby. So let's check this out. This is huge. This is the biggest one. I originally had this plant over here. I bought this 3-tier shelf. Makes it easier to have the plants in this position, or in this shelf, and then I moved this here. I was thinking it might go through that phase where it needs to adapt, but nope, it likes it here. But yeah, let's take a look here. It's not fully formed yet, but look at how big this picture is. Really, really pretty. So yeah, Nepenthes Queen Melanie, and that's my son. He just took a shower, and my wife put him in the playpen. He wants to just go all over the house, go up here, and also in our backyard. But yeah, so now to the leaf jump Nepenthes. First one that has a really nice leaf jump for the last couple of months is this Nepenthes Spectabilis Perkinson Giant X Platykyla. I also purchased this from Pet Fly Trap, and I really like the picture, but I'm not sure if the picture was a mature hybrid of this plant or the parents of this plant. But yeah, let me pull it off this area here. But I moved it from this spot up to here because the leaves are just getting bigger. But yeah, let me pull it off this place here. I'm just here on the floor of the grow tent, and you can see how the leaves are. So basically, here are the old leaves, and this is the very first decent leaf jump it had. And look at how nice the picture is. And oh, look at that, really nice looking peristome. And yeah, so very excited. I already forgot how it looked when when I purchased the plant from the website. Again, I'm not sure if it was the mature hybrid or the parents, but this is looking good. And then after this leaf jump, and this is the next one. Obviously, this one is still forming, and yeah, really happy about this. Looking forward again to get this plant to grow the size of the Queen Malani, the Gaia, and see how the mature pictures look like. And the other thing that I am so excited about and are the moss. When I was watching like Brad's greenhouse or other Nepenthes hobbyists, even orchid hobbyists, one thing I noted is that they have this really nice sphagnum moss or live moss growing on their plants. And like, how can I get those live moss? And I was thinking before, I'll just buy it from the stores or online. But when I received orchids from Andy's Orchids, I decided to cut up some of the live moss from the mounds from the orchids and added them here. And now most of my plants have that really nice green moss that are growing. And there's several kinds. I just don't know what the specific names are. But anyway, yeah, this is the Nepenthes Spectabilis Perkinson Giant X Platykyla. Very nice, and so far it really haven't given me any problems, except of course when I first had this plant, it was slow to adapt. But when it finally got that the conditions it wants and it was able to adapt, it's just started to grow like this. So next to the next plant. For the next plant, I place it here is the Nepenthes glandulifera ex veitchii, and this one is a recent. Oh no, it was June. I had this like June. Yeah, Nepenthes glandulifera ex veitchii. I bought this June of 2022. Same with the Perkinson Giant X Platykyla. Yeah, when I purchased this, I'll show you a picture of how they look like when I received them. But there were small plants. And I really wanted a veitchii. However, from what I researched, people really noted that they prefer the cold night drops, or cold temperatures at night, and I won't be able to provide that. And veitchii, depending where you're buying them, is kind of pricey. So I eventually decided to just get hybrids, since they aren't as expensive as the species, and at the same time, from what I've researched, hybrids are more tolerant. They get mostly the best from both parents, and they're more adaptable. This one here, they don't have like that perfect, this one doesn't have the perfect pictures yet, but you can see the old leaves here. I think this is the one of the recent ones. And look at the old leaves here. Look how big the trunk is. And then here is the one that's currently growing with this new picture. So yeah, this one kind of slow also, but eventually adapted. Really cool because you can see how hairy the new growth is. From what I've read and researched and seen hobbyists when they display their plants, some plants do have this very hairy features. Glandulifera, from what I understand, these Nepenthes produce a lot of nectar from its glands, and of course the veitchii is well known for its candy cane peristomes. Another thing I've noticed about this is the leaves. It's like got the shape here, so I'm not sure if it's something that it will also still bring with it as it grows into a bigger plant. But yeah, I'm happy about this. Again, some of these plants took a while before they're able to really adapt. Okay, and so next to the next one. Right, so I was checking the plants, and I don't think there's another like Nepenthes or small plant that I have that has like a decent leaf jump. But with that said, I want to just show you one of the Nepenthes that I never had any problems with, and this is the let me just get the tag. The Nepenthes Aristocloides X Spectabilis Giant X Hamada. Also from Pet Fly Shop. I guess it's one of the first Nepenthes I purchased, and definitely I purchased this because of the Hamata line. I wanted the Hamata, but again, it's one of the Nepenthes that requires cold temperature drops up, from what I read, up to like down to like 50 Fahrenheit. Of course, I can't do it in this grow tent. I need an AC for that, and then some of these plants are like intermediate to warm loving plants, from my orchids to some of the Nepenthes. But this one, I never had any problems. I always place it in the lower part of the grow tents, even when I had the triangular grow tent. It gets lots of moisture, lots of humidity, and since then it just keeps growing. And this mat of sphagnum moss, really cool. This is one of the first plants that I placed those moss, and it just kept growing and had a life of its own. But look at the leaf jump of this one. I made a mistake. I damaged the pitcher, but as you can see, it has 1 2 3 4 5 6 pitchers, and there's one and this one, so 6 7 pitchers all at the same time. Really cool. And you can see some of it. I don't know if it can appear here, but you can see some of the Hamada line there, features like those teeth. In the very close up, you'll be able to see it. So this is one of those plants. I'm excited to see the mature pictures, the mature plant, and see how they look like. And I guess yeah, that's it. I have some new blooms here. I don't know if you can see it here. I'll make a video about this. Spring is really fun, especially for the blooming plants. So here's more. Okay, so yeah, so I guess that's it, guys. Thank you and have a good one.